There are only 3 weeks left until 2025. You look at this year's resolution, checking how much have you done, but nothing's crossed off. And to make it worse, those goals are actually the last year's goals that you just copied and pasted. Been there, done that. But what if I told you that this year could finally be the year you break this miserable cycle? It's 2025, there's this. Let's stop setting ourselves up for failures and create resolutions that are not only guaranteed achievable but also will significantly change your life. Imagine this. By the end of 2025, you've transformed into a new whole person, healthier, happier, and more accomplished. Sounds good, right? Right. Let's dive in and make it happen. At the start of 2024, I tried something different with my resolutions, and guess what? I've ticked off around 70 to 80% of them, which personally I consider as a success. We're going to see what is so special about my resolutions that I can achieve the majority of them. Of course, you can download the template that I used to write this year's resolutions for free in the description box as always. Just consider them as a Christmas gift from me. Okay, let's start. Before we even think about new goals, let's take some moment to reflect. Ask yourself what didn't work this year, and then write down all of the possible reasons. For example, I failed to lose weight and gain tone, and my reasons were the gym was too expensive, I ate too many sweets and snacks, and I didn't track my calories. From this list, you can see the reasons that are internal factors and external factors. Unfortunately, if you see the external causes are more than the internal causes, it means you lack the internal locus of control. Carol Dweck from the book Mindset, The New Psychology of Success says that people who have a growth mindset have a strong internal locus of control, as they can embrace challenges, see failures as opportunities to grow, and remain resilient in the face of setbacks. If we realize that we blame our environment too much for our failures, we won't improve anything, because we tend to protect our ego and blame everything but ourselves. This is the main problem that we need to change first if we don't want to write this year's resolutions as next year's resolutions and repeat this cycle again and again and again. After evaluation, next let's categorize our goals. Grab a pen and a paper and write down all the goals you want to achieve in 2025. Next, classify your goals into 2 categories, which are achievable and habits. A little pro tip, don't write too many goals for each category because it's harder to focus on 10 different goals than only 4 to 5 simple but significant goals. For example, my goals are get a good score for biochemistry, read more books, upload a publication, learn a new language, post more YouTube videos, do a morning run every day, eat fruits or vegetables every day, and reduce screen time. Basically, the achievable category is for the goals that have a measurable award if you achieve them. And the habits category is for routines that you want to implement or reduce. By the way, you can divide those categories into more specific ones like academic, social media, work, health, etc. for a neater classification. Classifying the goals like this will make it easier to track and measure so we know our progress. Next is the most important part, which is verify our goals. I use the SMART method, which actually also uses by a lot of big companies to help break down my goals into smaller and more measurable stats. Let's get straight into the example. I will take the morning run as an example. In the specific row, write a specific target for this goal. For example, I write, run every morning for at least 10 minutes or 2 kilometers. Make sure to write it as detailed as possible. You can also add when you will do this habit. For example, after brushing my teeth. This is actually a tip to start a new habit from the Atomic Habits writer James Clear, which is stacking the new habit after or before the existing habit. For goals that are in the achievable category, I'll use the get a good score for biochemistry as an example. I wrote get at least AB for middle and end semester test. Now for the measurable row, this is where you can write how you will measure the success for each goal. For the morning run, I can write at least running 5 times a week is considered a success because realistically something bad could happen in the future and could ruin our routines, so we need to pay attention to that as well when we write the measurable part. On the other hand, for the get a good score in biochemistry, it has actually been written in the specific section, so we can skip the measurable one. Next is the achievable section. This is where you write whether your goal is achievable or not and under what circumstances, or you can also write any restrictions you want to add to make this goal doable. This section is essential to make your goals impactful but also still realistic. The next section is the relevant. I use this row to write the why I should achieve this goal. For example, I run in the morning because it is good to improve my stamina and health, so I can do a longer study session and I will get sick less often. Or I should do well in biochemistry to maintain my GPA. The last section of the SMART method is the time base, or as known as the deadline. For the goals that are in the habit category, we can skip this part as there is no deadline for habits, right? But for the achievable category, mentioning the date of when you have to achieve the goal is really important. My tip is set the nearest possible deadlines for your goals. Because just like what Brian Moran says in the 12-week yearbook, the more limited time we have, the less possible for us to procrastinate or to postpone our goals. Another thing you should prepare for 2025 is a journal or a tracker. Logically, to make sure whether you succeed or not in achieving your goals, you need to keep track of your progress, don't you? Especially for the goals that are in the habit category. Personally, I also want to try making my own bullet journal for 2025. Comment down below if you are curious on how it will turn out. For this year, I used the pre-templated journal for students, so I couldn't really customize it. And I'm really interested in trying this new thing for 2025. You can also print out the field template and stick them on your walls like I did. So every time you enter your room, you will see them nice and clear. Another interesting idea that you can try is to make a vision board like this. This is actually my this year's vision board and I use it as a wallpaper for my laptop. So, are you ready to crush 2025? Comment down below your biggest goal for 2025 to manifest it and I'll be sure I reply to you. I'll go first. My biggest dream in 2025 is actually to reach at least 1,000 subscribers for this channel. So don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel to help me achieve my biggest dream. Thank you to each of you for being a part of my tiny but growing channel's journey. And I hope you can end 2024 with gratitude and no regrets. Once again, thank you so much for watching and I'll see you guys in my next videos. Bye bye.